Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Pop Retro. You can find me at Pop Retro 1 on Instagram and Twitter, facebook.com/popretro1. So, all these Black Friday sales that happened recently, and sometimes I partake, sometimes I don't. This year I did a little partaking, and so continuing in that tradition with my haul videos this week, I wanted to pass along and show you what I picked up from Severin. Severin had their sale a couple weeks ago at the end of November. So this is what I picked up from Severin to add to my collection. Up first, we have The Gates of Hell Have Opened. It is Burial Ground. How about that? Burial Ground from 1980. That's a slip cover on there. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. Severin Films. They've been around for quite a while now, Severin has. One of the older, I think, boutique labels during the boutique boom of the last decade and a half, 2 decades. All right, there it is without the shrink wrap, causing all that glare. There's a look at the back. There is the regular case with some different art. And there's the back with a couple of screenshots from the film. So I can get that in there a little closer. And the disc itself, and it looks like we have some reversible art, so I'll show you that real quick. Boom. Burial Ground. I don't know if I've seen this. Andrea Bianchi. I don't know how to say his name. The person behind Malabemba unleashes enough flesh-ripping, gut-chomping, and depraved Oedipal mayhem to set insane new standards in Italian horror. So this sounds like a Severin release. So this will be fun to check out. All right, Burial Ground. Number 1. Up next, and this is what I really love Severin for, especially lately, is that they are releasing a lot of these completely forgotten, obscure action adventure gems. So up first, from 1987, we've got Double Target. Now, this is a Blu-ray. All these, I believe, are Blu-rays that I'm showing you, even though Severin likes to use the black cases. So not a 4K UHD, it's a Blu-ray. I mean, you can still see the Blu-ray emblem up there. But now this is Bruno Mattei, one of 3 that Severin released in the last couple of months. And so I went ahead and, these weren't on sale as part of the sale, but I went ahead and picked them up anyway because I love these movies. So if you grew up watching like the Rambo movies, just the action movies of the 80s, you know, with the VHS market that opened up during that time, the rental market, there was just a call for this type of stuff to line those video shelves because you could only, you know, put so many movies at the movie theater. Once people have seen those and then rented those if they didn't see them at the theater, well, there was still a lot of room for other movies that people would want to see at home. And so that's where you got a lot of this VHS era stuff from. And Bruno Mattei was just, he's pumped out stuff from every genre imaginable. So Double Target, number 1. Up next, we've got, also from Bruno, Cop Game, 1988. Guess I'll just take the shrink wrap off first before I give you those close-up looks of the case and the art. Which reminds me, did I open this up? I think I did, but I didn't look for, okay, there's no reversible art on that first one. So here's Cop Game without the shrink wrap. I love the art on these, by the way. Take a look at that. How exciting is that? Special features, which I didn't mention. Italian Masters of War interview with co-director, screenwriter Claudio Fragasso. is a special feature on Double Target. And All About the Sentiment, an interview with screenwriter Rosella Drudy and trailers. And for this one, for Cop Game, special features, Sweet Home Manila, interview with second unit director Fergaso again, Giallo in Saigon, an interview with screenwriter Drudy again, and The Last King of the Philippines, interview with producer Franco Godinzi, extended scenes and a trailer. There's a look at the disc. And take a look-see just to make sure there's not reversible art, and there is not. So there you have it. Cop Game. And finally, also from Matai, grade A 80s Italian action, folks. It is Born to Fight. So let's see here. There's more of this stuff on camera. Instead of just looking at my head while I'm taking off the shrink wrap, try to keep you in on the action of what's going on here, behind the scenes, behind the camera, here at the Pop Retro Studio A. All right. He looks born to fight, doesn't he? A little zoom in there on some of those exciting scenes from the film. Special features, audio commentary with actors Brent Huff and Mary Staven, on the theatrical cut only. Mr. Cobra Dundee, interview with screenwriter and assistant director Fergaso again, and interview with screenwriter Drudy again. So I imagine it was probably all from the same sit down, and they probably just cut whatever was relevant to each of these movies. So there you have it. Born to Fight, Cop Game, Born to Fight, Cop Game, and Double Target. 3 Bruno Mattei action adventure films, all from the late 80s. That last one was also from 88. And there you have it. So I've got 4 more, 1, 2, 3, 4 Blu-rays from Severin. And these were ones that I picked up, A, because I didn't have them and wanted them, but B, also because some of them were going out of print, I think. And so these were some of the older releases on Severin's website. And the first one is Thirst. This is a 1979 Australian Ozploitation horror film. There's a look at that cover art. You kind of know, it's an older release, I think, with Severin too, when you don't see the black case, right? I don't know, maybe they still put a look, and if you see that too, the security strip, got to deal with that 2006 annoyance. Let's see here. Let's take that off so I can at least open it up and give you a look at the inside of this DVD package. In fact, looking at the copyright of this actual, not the movie, but the Blu-ray, looks like 2014. So yeah, we're going back, what is it? Almost 9 years now. I'm recording this in December of 2013. And so, yeah, this is almost a decade old, this Blu-ray release. And I believe this is one of the ones that were going out of print. In fact, this is also back when companies gave you both the Blu-ray and the DVD. So there you go. There's a DVD in there also. All right, up next, we've got Richard Burton, Roger Moore. That's Bond to you. Richard Harris. It is The Wild Geese. Now, Kino Lorber, I think it was Kino Lorber, released on Blu-ray The Wild Geese 2, which I've had in my collection for a while. And so I've always wanted to pick up the first Wild Geese from 1978, this movie. Plus, Roger Moore was my Bond, the James Bond I grew up with. So he's just one of my favorites, thanks to nostalgia. I know a lot of you don't particularly like Roger Moore because he was kind of the light-hearted Bond. But especially younger folks who grew up with Daniel Craig or Pierce Brosnan as their childhood Bond, but that's just how it works with James Bond movies, right? I can't remember if this one was going out of print on the Severin site, so you might want to check it out if that concerns you. Look at that. I'm so not used to the security strip that I try to open these without looking first. So the good part is that these security strips are so few and far between now that they've disappeared from my mind when it comes to opening discs up. So that's a good thing, I guess. Open it up, and again, we've got both the Blu-ray and the DVD. Well, there's a lot of special features on this. Exclusive new interview with the director, Andrew McLaughlin. Interview with military advisor, Mike Hoare. Documentary on the producer, featuring Lloyd. The producer's name is Ewan Lloyd. Features Lloyd, Roger Moore, Joan Armatrading, who's a musician, Ingrid Pitt, and more. Audio commentary with producer Lloyd, Roger Moore, second unit director John Glenn. John Glenn was second unit director of a lot of the Bond films leading up to the 80s, and all 5 official Bond films of the 80s were directed by John Glenn. So he's in here in an interview, and so a lot of connections to the James Bond franchise here with the Wild Geese. So I'm excited to pop that baby in and give it another view in high def, in HD. All right, last two. This first one, Steve Railsback, Olivia Hussey, it is Turkey Shoot. Look out, folks. 1981, totally uncut in HD for the very first time ever, said Severin back in 2015 when they released this Blu-ray edition. So let's open it up. Let's see if I can find a good place to destroy the shrink wrap. This one's wrapped up good, folks. This one's wrapped up better than a joke Christmas present. You have those relatives who, they put like 13 layers of wrap and then put your small little gift in a box, and put that box in a box, and then put that box in a box, and then put that box in a box. What was that called? It was like a Russian magic trick. I can't remember the name of it now. I could be remembering it wrong. So, and of course we've got security strip on the top. See, back when they sold physical media largely in stores, you'd have these strips on the top, for those of you who don't know what they're for, younger viewers, because people would go in and, they'd weasel the disc out, because that was the important part, and so people would steal the disc. And so this was just another layer of security to try to keep people from stealing the valuable disc inside and just leaving behind the case, which of course the case has the barcode and perhaps the rest of the packaging on it that might set off the alarm bells in your local Walmart. So there you go. There's a look at the packaging. And again, lots of special features on this one, including a roundtable discussion with Brian Trenchard Smith, the director. Also included a featurette with actors Michael Craig, Linda Stoner, and Roger Ward. A Trenchard Smith interview. A Not Quite Hollywood featurette, extended interviews with Trenchard Smith and Steve Railsback and Roger Ward and others. And audio commentary with Trenchard Smith. So also a Turkey Shoot theatrical trailer and Escape 2000 alternate title sequence. So AKA Escape 2000. So there you have it. This is only a Blu-ray, no DVD. And finally, this one was on the going out of print, going OOP part of the sale too. I already opened this one up before I did this video. So this is Ashante from 1979, a brutal adventure. And it was like kind of a big studio type of thing. Richard Fleischer was the director. You got Michael Caine, Peter Ustinov, Beverly Johnson, Omar Sharif. There's a look at the big adventure sequences. If I remember right, this was kind of a big flop in theaters back when it came out. DVD and Blu-ray in this. And so it's great that Severin came along and released this way back in 2012, according to the copyright on the back. And so well over a decade. So I guess it makes sense that this is one of those licenses that's not being renewed. So there you have it. That is my haul from Severin Films from the Black Friday sale 2022. So, hey, thanks for joining me. I'll be back with some more haul videos and reviews coming up soon, and I will see you then.